Welcome to our weekly broadcast at Walk-Ons. Happy to be here again. We got man Jay Davis, Frank Sides. I'm Morgan Smith. Got the infamous Tony Langford.
Yes, sir.
Better known as well, never mind.
Where's the weekly update to his roofing ranking? Where's he at now?
Well, my sources tell me that he's not even on the list anymore.
Not even on the list.
You can't
take a week off.
When you go to Miami, and I'm just going to have to do this. I'm going to have to send this to my dude. I got a million baseball pictures in here. I'm going to find it as we go. Y'all don't worry about it.
We had some great baseball going on.
My
picks, man?
I don't.
Come
First
on,
off,
man.
your kid sent me this.
Were you?
All right. He was like, post this to the fake Tony Langford page, and I'm like, well, your mom made me delete it. But anyway.
Oh, you're gonna talk about my support? I don't know what you're talking about.
Where is this? I don't delete nothing. It's in here. It's in here somewhere, Tony, and you need to be worried.
It's on my page.
Were you out there at those Miami pool parties? Is that what you were doing?
I went on the Bourbon Street there in Key West.
He had his front butt out.
It was wild.
And the poor guy had his kids with him too. That's the bad part.
And the bad thing is they start taking pictures of it. And we were walking down the road and he goes, Dad, I sent that to Morgan.
Oh, no.
There we go. He's got his trucker hat on.
No, absolutely.
That's the only way to go right there.
That is the only way
Looking straight out of a Paul Wall video.
You should have cut the sleeves off.
Yeah. Should have done the guys. All I can say is, if you're the number one roofer in town, your shoes aren't that dirty. You know what I mean?
Either that or they're very dirty.
Look at it, same shoes.
These are my baseball coaching shoes, okay? So they get pretty.
Word on the street is you don't be
it?
I no baseball no more. Your son's running the operation.
I will tell you, I do let him. I have took a back seat to him. I sit at home. I've been having a lot of health problems and stuff, trying to get it back in shape. So I've been taking off of practice a week and letting him do it.
All right. Well,
he knows his stuff. When he left the college in New York, his coach called me and was like, the most disappointing thing to him is like a coach on the field.
Yeah.
Drew's got a really high baseball IQ, so he can give a kid lessons right now.
Anyway, we don't need to give Tony too much airtime.
I was going to ask him, did you catch yourself looking at the roofs in Miami thinking this may be a new home?
No, I was on Bourbon Street with so I was looking at the
Bourbon. They have a Bourbon
That's
Street in Miami?
No, in Key West is where it's
Key
at.
West?
They call it Bourbon Street, and it's that street right there that you're showing.
Man, it looks like you fit right in.
That is.
He had that Cuban look going, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I was
Tony
thinking.
looks real Cuban.
I will tell y'all, though, I did not like Cuban food. That's the first time I've ate it.
It's just meat and rice.
I didn't like it much. It was a little too, I don't know. The first time, and Little Havana was a pretty cool place.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I'm sure they loved having you there.
They did. They loved it. They actually did.
Like, who is this guy?
El Gordo.
With dirty shoes. Well, let's get on a serious note. We have a special show for you today. We have some area power lifters, 4 of them being from Redwater. I keep seeing this stuff pop up from Redwater. I'm like, man, we got to get these kids in here with their coach and see what's going on in there. Frank needs to figure out what kind of protein they're taking and get on it. And we need to do the exact opposite.
Exactly.
So, but in all seriousness, we do have some sad news this week. Learned of the passing of Cedric Harris Jr. I never got to meet Junior. I've met Cedric Harris Sr. One time before, but I know he's a national champion at LSU, if I'm not mistaken. Does a lot of great things in our community.
I don't know Cedric real well. I do know that his son was a really good kid, really good athlete. I also know that Cedric is also a great baseball coach, which comes secondary to what happened. And it's just really our heart goes out to you, Cedric, and family, and we're praying for you. And that's just the worst, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine. But you look at there's publications all over the country showing support. I didn't realize Cedric had that kind of reach. I saw the LSU program has CJ on their helmets and hats right now. Just a bad deal. I hate that for anybody.
I will say I got 5 boys, and I can't imagine. So you put yourself in his shoes, man. That's horrible.
Yeah. Wake will be, I believe, Friday. Funeral Saturday. You can probably go to Cedric's page and I'm not sure. I can't think off the top of my head where they're having it at, but just a bad deal all around. Prayers up for you. Terrible
You
news.
see the Sticks retire the number 24 today?
Did they?
Yes. they
Shout
did
out
today.
to them, first-class organization. I have not seen that, but not surprised they would do something like
They
that.
retired his number. Nobody can wear his number no more. So
Right thing to do.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yep. Big week for golf, Tony's favorite sport.
yeah, watch it all day.
Yeah. Well, you should watch this week because the Masters is this week, and it's in Augusta, Georgia. Just so you know, and it is awesome.
It is.
I actually did know that part. That's one
you?
of the things I did know. So,
Well, it's the week every year. The golf course is going to be packed. Everybody's about to get their golf game back on point, and you never get your golf game back on point.
Yeah. And Jordan Spieth just broke his 4-year streak of not winning. I'm looking forward to that. And Bryson DeChambeau says this course plays as a 68.5 for him. So we'll see what he does.
I hope he
Well,
shoots a
he's-
75 tomorrow.
Well, he is supposed to have a brand new driver that Cobra has been working on it for him for 3 years, and they say that he is bombing that thing.
Yeah, that's just what he needs is some more distance.
Have y'all seen the meme going around? It's Shooter McGavin sitting beside Happy Gilmore and being like, you do great in those long drive competitions.
No.
So this guy they're talking about, like I'm not going to say out of nowhere, he's not unlikable, but nobody likes him.
He's got a master's in some sort of science. He's just an odd character.
is he the old John Daly? Is that
No, he has no personality. Wears what kind of hats are those?
I don't know what the actual name of them. The only name I know for them is incredibly offensive.
Faye J Durant wears whatever hat Faye
I
J
know what
wears.
you're
All
talking
right, he
about.
wears it all the time, and he just hits the golf ball extremely far.
Yeah.
But man, when he misses, whoo,
Yeah.
it'll be like 150 yards off course. I mean, it's nuts. This dude hits the ball hard.
Well, they say this driver is supposed to help his mishits.
They
he
need to
ever
get
win?
those for the average golfer.
Yeah.
Forget about that guy.
Does he ever win?
Oh
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
won the U.S. Open by about 8 strokes. He's really good.
Right after the guy, what was the guy's name he won like 3 majors last year? Or
Brooks Koepka?
Yeah, Brooks Koepka had made fun of him. I think called him a nerd or something, and then turns around and beats him. And so they have, you don't really hear of like you had the Phil Tiger beef, which really was created by the media, But like I think Brooks Koepka, they genuinely don't like each other.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Tiger and Phil didn't like each other.
Yeah.
They grew up in the same area, and Tiger resented that Phil didn't take it as seriously as he did, and he was still so talented and able to win. So he didn't like him. I promise he hated him.
Yeah. Well, anyway, long story short, Masters coverage started today. They had the par 3. Anybody hit holes in one? I didn't get a chance
I
to
didn't
watch
get a
it.
chance to see
Didn't hear
that.
anything about it.
Yeah, but random, and I'm sure he can't pull it up for copyright laws. But Jack Nicklaus is?
Oh yeah.
All right, so all right. I mean, you act like that was a dumb question. I have to assume you didn't know. His grandson, he was playing. He let his grandson hit a ball on a hole, and he had a hole in one. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it
Pure
was
shot.
like, dude, it was great. Like hit a hill, took forever to roll in. Everybody went crazy. And then was that the same year that what's the tall dude by Jordan, the Jordan brand?
Tony Finau?
Tony Finau hit a hole in one. He's running, celebrating, and his ankle pops out of socket.
Yeah, that was.
And he was one of the favorites to win that year, and it cost him.
Yeah.
No, he put it back
Oh
in.
yeah, he popped it back
and
in.
was leading the Masters after the 3rd round that year.
Oh,
Wow.
Nuts.
that reminds me of the field goal kicker that started jumping up and
Yeah,
down.
the Arizona
towards
kicker.
I was fortunate enough 3 years ago to go with my dad and my brother and my nephew to one of the practice rounds,
Thanks for the invite.
and the TV does it no. I mean, it's incredible.
It almost looks fake on television.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely incredible how beautiful.
Guys, I'll tell you, I'm not a big golf fan, as y'all know, but I would love to go to that because to me, I like to do everything that I haven't done before. It's all
Yeah.
about life experience.
Well, the
for me.
thing, you can't just go to the Masters, and that's the issue. I mean, I'd go every year. You just can't go.
Yeah, my dad won.
How do you
yeah.
get in there? Is that like
It's a so-called lottery, but
yeah?
same people are there every year. There's somebody in Texarkana who rented a house on the golf course, which on the golf course, not actually on it, but you rent the people's car. Like the people that live around there, they rent their houses out for that tournament, and it pay like that's their job, you know, and you like rent their cars and everything. And he was like $50,000 for just Saturday and Sunday.
That's a hard no for me.
Well, I mean, it's all in perspective if you can afford it. But I think anybody can go to the practice rounds. You can buy those tickets, but play the rounds they play, no. I mean, I think Truman Nugent.
Yeah,
He's there right now. I won a state championship at Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so we got some power lifters here today, and Tony doesn't know this yet, but we have a bar right outside on the patio with a camera out there, and we're going to see how many times he can get 225 up here in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this break. Welcome back. We had Coach Turner. I was looking at him. I almost said Coach Collier. Coach Turner out in Redwater, and my man John Collier, who put up 730 pounds on squat.
A.K.A. Larry Allen.
That was a joke. Coach, before you got here, was telling us you're 800 for sure next year.
Oh, yeah.
You got any personal goals?
I want to break the squat record at state. It's like 860.
860.
Wow.
Where are they having the state meet at next year? Do you know?
Abilene, same place.
Abilene?
It's been in Abilene for forever.
Might have to. I was going to say I'd come, but Abilene's a long way.
It's a long trip.
Might have to FaceTime me on that
That's
one.
right.
Ben, so is squat like you're the main one you really like?
Yes, sir.
So squat's obviously going to be your best. What is your best bench press and all that?
375.
Still stout.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, we have kids that they're sending in stuff all the time,
Sure.
and you have the strongest kids in our area. Like, explain to me.
Nah.
It can't all
Right.
just be genetics.
No,
I mean,
you're right.
we're sitting here with four out of 5 kids are for Redwater.
Right. And I think one thing it is because we've been good at powerlifting for a while. We won a state championship back in 2011, won a national championship in 2012.
Wow.
And so those
I didn't
kids,
know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those kids look at that record board all the time, and so they work at it. And I think out of 14 guys had 7 of them over 500. And I think that sounds right in squat. So a lot of tradition, a lot of the stuff that they do. It's nothing I'm doing. It's with the work they put in. So
Yeah.
Well, 700 pounds is more than most NFL players do.
right. I mean that's a
700 's
legit
a
squat.
lot, no doubt.
I mean, you had great guidance, though, Coach. I mean,
Sure.
when you started out as a freshman, where were you at? Do you remember?
I think I hit 500 my freshman year on squat and deadlift.
A freshman?
My bench was like 230. It was real bad.
It was.
He's got busted vessels in his eyes for people that can't see.
from lifting too much. Oh, by the way, we told Tony, he doesn't know it yet, but we have that bench press outside. We're going to see how many times he can
I'll
throw
tell you this.
225.
If he's out here, I sure ain't doing that.
So, man, I don't really know anyone that just enjoys lifting weights. But obviously, I guess you have to, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like to.
Is it just a grind?
I like to compete with myself.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it when I was your age. You get my age and everything starts hurting. It ain't as fun anymore.
Well, when you're preparing for a match, when's the last time you did a max? I mean, are you 30 days out from doing a max, or are you 10 days out? I mean, when's the last time you've tried to put up the most weight when you go to a meet?
Usually it's at the meet.
Okay. But I mean, how long before that? Are you're just constantly just trying to break the muscles down and build them back up, or I mean, how do you know where you're going to be, about meet time?
I usually listen to coach. He usually so I don't do anything crazy.
Right. And usually I'll cut them off on reps of 2 at 90%, just because when you get like John and some of these other guys that lift so much, you can't lift that much before a meet. I mean, that's just not good for him. This is not good work ethic.
Does he pretty much rep with 400 and something?
I know the other day. Of course, this was after the state meet. What he did, a front squat.
Yeah, it was like
I think it was 3. Was it?
Might have been like 305.
I think 305 for 10 reps on a front squat. So that kind of tells you how strong he is, because anything for a rep of 10 around 300 pounds on anything is pretty substantial.
They're easy.
So
Next time these 4 max out, call me. I'm gonna send somebody out.
That's right.
And let's get some video of this. Cam, I'm looking at you, or Donovan, one of y'all.
Well,
I might come out there if you let Peyton lift, so I can make fun of him.
There you go.
My nephew plays at Redwater. He was at Easter talking about how good he was going to be this year at football. I was like, Peyton, I've been watching you play sports your entire life. I don't doubt you've gotten better.
Oh, he'll get it.
But
I love the lifting that happens in your home weight room.
Sure.
When you've got all the guys around, the one guy, and I mean,
Yes.
it just gets awesome. I mean, it gets loud.
That's right.
Do you enjoy that? Does that just get your blood pumping? I mean,
I usually don't realize that. I just zone out. I honestly don't realize it.
So you're there for one reason only.
I'm there for the height.
That's right.
Man's there for the work.
Yeah,
and that's what's good about this group. They'll get in there and compete during practice, and that's what's made a lot of them so good, because they can compete during practice and get after it like what you're talking about.
So I remember seeing you some football film on you, and how is all this translating to the football field? I mean, I if I remember right, you play fullback, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
So I remember you trucking some people. So I'm assuming all this translates.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I just football. I just like to be violent, honestly.
That's a good answer.
Great answer.
Good answer.
What do we were talking about this before y'all got here. Like, I've never been to a powerlifting meet. So how many kids are kind of showing up? And I know there's weight classes and all these different things. You as a coach, how are you if you have 4 kids here, once again, it can't just be genetics. I mean, like, you have to have some sort of plan that's working.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And so they divide them in the weight class. I think we had 15 guys lift this year, and you can have 12 on a team. So you try to get as many representations in a weight class as possible. But I know this year with these 4, they're all within 2 weight classes. So you kind of got to balance out who's going to lift and what. And you kind of got to watch kids' weights and watch what they eat, watch what they don't eat, make them eat more, make them eat less, and things like that. So there is a lot of, thought that goes into it. But, good activity for the kids, and I think it gives them a chance to, one, learn about nutrition, learn about working out, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
I don't know if I'd want to be on that list that you had to watch what keep me from eating.
Yeah, no joke.
Well, I know, like Carlos. I think Carlos was
He cut like 16 pounds.
231 2 weeks out of regionals, and he had to get down to 220, and he did. So
I don't know how you do that, because when I diet and I watch what I eat, my bench, everything just would plummet. I mean, just boom.
You're not 16 years old anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, if they would do stuff ahead of time and not just go eat, and kind of just watch what they eat, it'd be all right. But
that's
they
why
are teenagers.
I went up like 2 weight classes from last year.
Did he?
Yep.
You gotta tell him, man, this weightlifting stuff's in crawfish season. You know what I mean?
Man, I love crawfish, man. I eat that every day.
Every day?
I could eat it every day.
Tony's a roofer. When's the last time you think he's been on top of a roof?
I've been on 5 this morning.
You ain't been on no roofs.
I just didn't nail no shingles.
I asked Tony to come out to look at my roof. Tony rolls up, got this big ladder. Looks like it cost $2,000. And Tony's just looking up there. Yeah, you probably should replace this. Well, I bet I should, Tony.
That ain't how it happened.
Is that not how it happened?
That's not how it happened.
All for show. Got this big old truck, big ladder.
I got to do what I got to do.
I heard that. We need to hire my man right here.
He can tote anything.
Yeah, put 2 of them on his shoulder. That'd be the workout, up and down the roof all day.
I'll tell you a big thing that comes with squatting is having that big, strong back and shoulders, man. And he's thick up there.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. He does. From here to here, I can sit here and look at it. He's that wide, man.
John, what's your plans after high school?
I plan on doing nursing.
Oh, okay. My brother, he was an RN, CRNA now. You going to here locally?
I might go to Henderson. I'm not sure yet.
What's in Henderson?
I do band as well,
Uh-huh.
and they're looking at me for band scholarship right now.
Really?
My son went for the same thing.
I thought you meant Henderson, Texas. My bad.
It's a good school. You know, Billy Bob Thornton went there. I don't know if you know who that is. He's an actor.
Billy Bob Thornton? No, I went to Henderson. Billy Bob Thornton went to Henderson?
Yeah, he went to Henderson.
Not know that.
That's just an interesting little thing. Cause
Somebody's going to have to verify that because nobody here knows that. It seems like something one of us would know.
Right.
Anyway, John, you got anything? Say what's up to your mom or anything?
Not really.
No? All right.
I usually don't say much.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with Carlos and Tariq. Sound right?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
let's
sir.
do it.
And we are back at walk-ons to talk to a few more powerlifters. Coach, why don't you introduce who we've just brought on?
This is Tariq Hussein right here, and this is Carlos Rojas.
Well, guys, tell us a little bit about what you've been able to accomplish this year so far.
I benched 400 pounds.
Wow.
Did you really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
This season, I set PRs for everything, which is a huge milestone for me. Just trying to set PRs every single time I compete, and just hitting one at state was probably pretty good thing.
Well, out of all the things that you do as far as powerlifting, which one do you look forward to the most, or which one do you like the best?
Like lift wise?
Yeah.
Probably deadlift.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite one.
Bench for you?
Power clean.
You just want to be able. You just want to be able to walk. You just want to be able to walk around and tell people you bench 400 pounds.
Right.
So I would want to do that too. I would want to do that
400
too.
pounds is an accomplishment.
Oh, absolutely.
Once you cross that 400 mark, you're doing something.
Now what weight classes are y'all in?
242.
I'm in the 220s.
Okay, so you're the one who had to cut a little weight.
Oh yeah, a lot of weight every single meet. Yeah.
So what do you do in order to be able to accomplish that?
I go in a water cut, which I start water loading about 4 or 5 days before. I drink about a gallon or two every single day up until probably 2 days before the meet. After that, I just cut everything. Just no food, no water, and I'll drop the weight gradually because my body's used to getting rid of the water weight.
Right.
I do that.
They don't affect your strength at all?
Well, since regionals at state, it's a 24-hour weigh-in.
Yeah.
So by that time, I'm pretty much have all my strength back, all the water back.
We load him full of Golden Crown Pedialyte.
Man, I'm just wondering because I plumbed it. Man.
When y'all walk in, they're like, oh boy, there's no profit tonight.
No.
Well, I'm assuming that y'all do other sports as well. So what other sports do y'all play?
I did football. I didn't do that good, so
It was just football.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
So, well, what will y'all take from this year to next year?
got I benched 400.
I'll just take probably the leadership roles.
So y'all are juniors.
No, we're seniors this year.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Just try to take what I got this year, all the techniques I used, and just continue to gain strength. at least continue to work out.
Gotcha. Well, what are y'all going to do after high school? Y'all know where you're going to go, what you're going to do?
I'm gonna go into nursing, become an RN, and find a field there.
Now, are you going to try? Same for you?
Now I'm trying to be a chiropractor.
Okay, cool. So
tracking backs.
So where are y'all thinking you're going to go to school, or is that still up in the air?
A&M Texarkana.
Okay.
I'll probably go to TC.
Okay. Well, they've got definitely good programs. The TC nursing program, I would put hands down.
There's going to be some stout nurses in this area.
Yeah, they're going to be able to roll you and I around in those beds.
No doubt,
Well, Coach,
man.
tell us a little bit about these young men and what you saw out of them.
I
this
think
year.
Carlos has been with me for 4 years, and Carlos has been always that guy in your program that gets everybody straight and actually did his job, and really seen him grow and improve, because I think his freshman year was your total 1,000. And what was your end total this year?
1530 was my
so
highest.
he increases, 500 something pounds over 4 years. And Tariq didn't start till his sophomore year because they was kind of unsure about it. But Tariq's done great. I think Tariq PR'd at every meet he went to this year.
Except for state.
Except for state. And so, they've both done a great job, and that's why we're successful for guys like this. They just put everything they got into it and teach the younger kids, and that's why we're successful.
And that's stout for high school.
Oh,
it took
100%.
me a long time
Sure.
after high school to get up to big numbers
Right,
like that.
right.
So, man, I started out having these long arms.
Right.
So in high school, my bench was never where it
You
should
just had
have
to
been.
wait for this to catch up.
Yeah, well, I was skinny back then.
Right.
I left high school with a heck of a squad.
Sure.
But man, having these long, it makes them long arms
Huge
make
difference.
a big
Oh, yeah.
difference. So
Oh, yeah.
my bench press, it took me forever
Right.
to get it up there. In fact, it took me 6 months to get past 225 when I was a kid.
Yeah, I just made a mental note to tell everybody I had long arms.
Right, there you go.
It does. It makes a massive difference on weight on bench
sure.
pressing.
Well, tell us a little bit about your teammates. Coach mentioned that y'all take 12 to a meet, but we that you got more than that. How are y'all able to get the numbers to show up at Redwater, even though it's considered a smaller school than a 4A, 5A school?
Well, ever since my freshman year, I really liked it, and I really just talked to everyone about it, talked to them about it, and I got them into it, and I just kept doing that every year. Just hey, powerlifting. If you want to get strong for football or basketball, anything, just try powerlifting. It'll just make you stronger, make you overall better at the sport.
Now, what position did you play in football?
I played guard and defensive tackle.
Okay, well, I can definitely see how powerlifting could help those two positions. What is your regimen? And I asked John this before, but when you're going into a meet, how long before the meet do you stop lifting heavy?
Probably 2 to 3 days before the meet starts.
Okay, so you're still lifting heavy, the week of.
Yes, sir. After that, prior to that, we just go, we're going to technique, what we're going to use there, try to get, always try to hit depth on squats, just listen for commands. That's what we work on. Yeah.
Well, what else would you have to share with us, or who would y'all want to give a shout out to?
Let's see.
Ain't nobody that important.
Well, no one thought I would go to state, so.
Well, we appreciate that y'all came on tonight, and definitely congratulations on what y'all were able to accomplish this year.
Yes, sir.
And wish y'all continued success, and hopefully I won't see you in the work field, but good luck for both of y'all in accomplishing what y'all want to get to.
Guys, good job, and I want to tell y'all something. I imagine y'all watch football, right? Travis Henry's a monster. Anyway, y'all, you bench press more than he does, and he squats more than he does. So, I mean, that's impressive because he's out there stiff arming people on the ground. So,
well, we'll take a quick break and come back with a little more game day.
we are back. We got Coach Parker and Emily Drake with us, who competed at the state championship. And 205 on deadlift?
Mm-hmm.
And you weigh in the 97 weight class?
How much do you weigh?
Like at the meet or right now?
Yeah,
at the meet, 97 pounds.
97.
So you would say you're pretty good at weightlifting, right?
Yeah.
So if someone were to say they can't bench that much because they have long arms, would that make sense to you?
It affects it.
Yeah, I'd say that affects
Oh,
it.
no, don't agree with it. Coach Parker, what do you think?
Oh, it definitely affects.
Yeah.
Hey, I ended up benching a lot, but it took me 10 years to get there, okay?
What was the most you ever benched?
425.
I call bull.
I was squatting 695 when I quit working.
You got any video evidence?
I might. I'll have to look.
Get us some video evidence, please.
But it took me.
Let me ask you this. Who's going to vouch for you?
Oh, anybody that knows me, that grew up with me, will vouch for me. I promise.
He said anybody.
Anybody that grew up with me will vouch for me. But it took me. I started when I was 14, and I got there when I was like 25. You know, I mean, it took me.
So Emily started 6 months ago, and she's already.
That's what I'm.
You know.
I mean, I left high school only bench pressing probably about 245, 250. I mean,
Wow.
it took me forever to do that.
So, Coach, we talked with Coach Turner a little bit. How is the women's lifting any different than men's? Is the way you train, the off days, is any of that different?
No, the only thing I would say is
She was
different
shaking her head
is-
yes.
I mean, the only thing I would say is different for girls is we've got to watch our weight a little closer because we can't cut weight as quickly before a meet as boys do. But training and stuff is just as intense.
Oh, yeah.
So.
So I saw the deadlift. At a powerlifting meet, you do all. I've never been to one before. I apologize, but you do all of them, right? Bench press and squat and all that.
Yeah.
How do you do on those?
I do the best I can. I think I do pretty good for my size and my weight, but it's all about going up there doing what you can, really.
So, some of our viewers may wonder, how important is form?
Very.
I mean, can it make it like, let's say you're.
Especially in deadlift.
Yeah, let's say like deadlift. If you were to max out at like 200, if you don't have proper form, how big of a difference do you think it would make in just the weight you can lift?
I mean, form, it could literally make or break you. Like, you could really injure yourself. So it's always important to have like a good form, and it just like it makes your like lifting so much better.
Yeah, keep that in mind, Tony. We make fun of Tony. It's just what we do.
It will. I know it will affect the muscles in your back too. You're trying to deadlift. If you don't have good form, you'll inflare one of them muscles, and you're working with it for 2 or 3 weeks.
So how long have you actually been powerlifting?
This is my 3rd year.
So what caused you, or what was your desire to get into it to begin with?
Just my initial goal was state, really. And then I plan on continuing to do it in college and see how far I can go from there. But really, my end goal was just state. But next year, hopefully, we'll just go again and then get even a higher rank.
How did you place in state?
9th.
9th?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you lift a week?
I lift pretty much 5 times a week, or 5 days a week. Every day at school.
How many times?
We got to do better.
on lifting, how many times do you work the same body part?
Well, usually I have like set days for like legs and then arms, and then I'll have like a deadlift day and then like back, stuff like that. It's just like different days I have set for like each like body part.
So, Coach, how many girls do you actually have on your team?
We had 14 this year.
What do you go in? I mean, there's times where some years you're going to be lean. What do you look for in your student body to be able to attract girls into the weightlifting program?
I mean, the main thing is hard work, because I mean it is a lot of work. It takes discipline. It takes, a little bit of endurance. You've got to endure that pain of the suits, the wraps, the lifting, the soreness. So if they have a good work ethic, I would love to have them out.
Gotcha.
Well, so what are your goals for next year?
Next year, hopefully first state.
Any specific, like John said he's going to do like 860 pounds or something on squat. You have one particular one that you're like?
I definitely want to get my bench higher. I want to say maybe shoot for like 130, 135 for bench next year.
What do you bench right now?
I'm putting it down right now.
My max this year was 110.
110. Yeah. That's for your body weight, though. That's still great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that was by far my weakest. It was my bench press my whole life. I always struggled with it. It took me a long time.
Well, you did 205, and that got you in ninth. What do you know what the weight was that would have won it?
I think that girl probably, she at least deadlifted maybe like 200 or more. That girl in first. I'm not exactly
I think it's a
sure.
combined weight.
Yeah,
right?
it,
Okay,
they
yeah,
add all
yeah.
your like three
Okay,
totals
gotcha.
up
Okay.
into one.
Yeah. Were you first in deadlift? Really?
No.
That's a 97 weight. That just seems like a lot
Yeah,
for 97 pounds.
How much did you squat?
Squat,
175.
yeah, 175. Not my best, but that's what I ended up doing at state.
So when you got into this, is this one of the things you were kind of like placed in it, or were you like, I want to do that?
Well, I lifted in high school and college.
Okay,
So
all right.
this is my thing.
Well, good.
I'll be honest with you. I could tell. I mean, you got some big shoulders and stuff. You can tell you've been putting in the work through the years. I mean, you do. I mean, you can tell you're a stout.
It's very
no doubt.
rare Tony compliments anybody.
So I mean, it is. I mean, but I mean, I can tell you've worked out your whole life. I mean,
Thank
when
you.
you've been around it your whole life, you can tell. You can tell you've been doing it a lot. So
Tony goes to Miami for a week and does some workouts and comes back, and he's an expert.
I was not doing workouts. I was eating and doing whatever I could not to work out.
So do you do any other sports besides powerlifting?
No, this is pretty much the main sport I'm in because it takes up like most of the school year. So it's just really, I just want to like be able to focus on this one thing because I'm so passionate about it. I just want to, don't have to worry about anything else that's going on. Just focus on that, really.
I thought meets were only in the spring. Oh, they have them in the fall too? No, you're just training year round.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. When you get in the, I guess the workforce, doing one thing and being really good at it's good.
Yeah.
I choose to be average at everything, but do a bunch of it.
Like you said, I choose to.
Yeah, like she said, it's just a lot of work to be great at something.
You know,
you can be average at a lot of things.
Though, but when you're used to working that hard in one thing, you usually work that hard in everything you do in life as you grow older. It is. That's what I preach to my baseball team. If you're lazy out here, you're going to be lazy everywhere.
He mentions this baseball team like 10 times.
Yeah, I have no life, so my baseball players is all I got. Okay.
He used to be the number one roofer in town. Now he's not even ranked anymore, so he has no life anymore. He just hangs around looking at his phone, hoping it rings.
Yeah, hoping it rings.
Anyway, you don't care about none of that. I had a really good question. I just went blank on it. I can't remember what it was.
Not at all.
It wasn't that good. Then.
Well, as of right now, and I know you said you're just a junior, where would you like to go and maybe live collegiately?
I have a few places in mind, but I don't really have a set place just yet.
What's the recruiting like for powerlifting? I mean,
It is a club sport at most schools. So you can go. So in college you only have nationals. So you have rookie meets and then you make it to nationals. As long as you hit that qualifying total at those rookie meets, then you qualify for nationals in college.
and what type of relationship do you have with those collegiate coaches to be able to say, hey, I've got a girl that's ready for y'all's program?
I've been talking to. I went to Louisiana Tech, so
Okay.
I've been talking to my old head coach.
So they're aware.
Yes.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good deal.
I was not aware of that.
Louisiana Tech, is that in Ruston?
Yes, sir.
Man, we played in Ruston last week. They have I know we're changing the subject, but they have the nicest baseball facility I've ever seen there. It is nice.
Tell him nobody cares about this.
That's the first time I think that's the first time I've ever been to
Really?
Ruston. Yeah, I ain't been there until last week.
Anyways, Emily, we appreciate you coming on. Best of luck. Let's have
Thank
you
you.
on next year. Let's do, remind me, maybe September-ish. Let's see where you're at then. Let's have you back
Okay.
on. So stay on her.
Well,
But let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We got Coach Errol with his new hairdo. That cost him absolutely nothing to get done.
Tell me it didn't take long.
You might have some cheap clippers though. You know, you got to get the good ones just to go straight down.
I had to get my beard trimmed up too. It was a little long.
Was it? Oh, okay, I can't tell you to trim that up.
Yeah, I had to get it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's about the same. He put it on a 3 and went with it.
We have Marisa Payet. How do you say her last?
Paez.
Payet. I would have never got that right.
She's better known as just Pie, so that's the easiest way to do it. So everybody knows her as Pie.
Yes, sir.
You're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
What got you into powerlifting?
My dad did it while he was in high school, and it was something that he was into and that he loved. And I was like, well, I'm already naturally strong. I was like, you know, and I loved lifting weights, so I was like, I want to do it. So.
You have a huge fan that I'm assuming is your mom.
Yes.
She is a huge fan of yours, to say the least. But so I saw you went down to the state meet. How was the experience?
It was great. I've never been to Corpus Christi, so I mean, just even being in that environment, it was real nice. And the lifting environment, I mean, it was fast. It was real quick, and it was.
So needless to say, it was much better than the NCAA women's. The women's weight tournament.
It was an awesome setup. You got to tell them the first thing that we did when we got there.
Okay,
it was the coolest thing ever. We had a great time when we got there, but as soon as we got there, I'll let Pi tell you because we both love it.
Yeah. Okay, so we first got there and we went down to the beach and we went to the Selena Memorial and he was geeking out over it. He said
the Selena, I don't know about.
Oh, Selena! I thought you said the sling, and I was like, what?
No, the Selena.
Selena.
The movie Selena was fantastic. The movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said when I was coming up, that was one of the best movies ever.
Oh yeah.
Right when we got there, I was like, is that Selena playing on the speakers? And she's like, yeah, this is Selena Memorial. I was like, we're going to that. I forgot
she died in Corpus Christi.
Yeah, I had no idea. It was awesome though.
Man, I'd buy that red Cadillac that tried to pull the bus out. I'm telling you, right? I could see it right now.
It was awesome.
So, they wasn't there, was it? No, they didn't have like a museum with their stuff and all that.
No, not where we were.
That was a great movie. I forgot.
Yeah, I know. It was awesome. That's what I told Pi. I said, Pi, you have no idea how awesome this was to me back in the day. And so we were singing some Spanish, some Selena songs and stuff over the speakers and stuff. It was awesome though. I loved it. I thought it was neat. So
I've seen Coach Errol absolutely go off on a football field before. What kind of I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for?
How does he coach you during
Yes.
practice?
How amped up is he? Because I see him on a football field and I just stay out of his way.
He's honestly really relaxed. I mean,
no.
Yes, he doesn't ever. I mean, unless I'm lifting, like in the middle of lifting, he's like, get up. But I mean, other than that, it's like I get my lifts in and. I don't know. He's pretty chill.
It's more
How are you chill during that?
It's more controlled chaos, I would say, because during the practice time and the build up, it's a little more laid back, I would say. Just because, believe it or not, there's some strategy to it, to figuring out who's lifting, who's competing, what they're opening at, what's their best attempt so far, what is their best lift overall, and so it's kind of. We go, all right, we might have to do this, or if they do this, we might have to bump up to this weight. So there's a little bit of strategy that goes on that I don't think a whole bunch of people understand. So I'm usually trying to get on writing down the weights and trying to figure out exactly what she needs to do to get to the kind of target weight that we want. But when they call her name and say bars loaded, or they call her lifter number and the bar's loaded, that's when it turns on. And she competes as hard as any boy that I've coached in my 12 years of offensive line. Now she'll follow it up with a big smile and say okie dokie, but she, as far as competing, and when she takes the bar off the rack, I mean it's 100% focused and she is competing. I mean at a high level. So it's as fierce as a competitor as I've coached for sure.
What is your favorite? I'm gonna call it. I don't even know like bench press, squat. What's your favorite thing to do?
Probably squat. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yes.
So what's the process?
That's the one everybody's like, oh.
Really changed.
Pass on leg day.
So what is the actual process to get to state? How many meets do you actually have to?
Well, there's invitational ones, and those are like kind of open, like to school districts, right?
Yeah, we had 4 coming into this year, and with the COVID deal, it has really put us, a tight schedule together. We went to Mod 3 times, and then we had we did a little practice deal. But mainly normally we'll have 4 meets for sure, and then you have regional qualifying, and then the top 2 from that, or a qualifying total will advance you to state. But this year they took off the qualifying total, so you can just have first or second place in your region in your weight class. So normally, to answer your question, normally I try to have 4 meets before regionals, and then once regionals hits, we try to get a top 2 finish or a qualifying total. But with COVID, they took out the qualifying total, so it's just first or second place this year. So 4 meets, regionals, state meet.
So how did you feel once you knew you had enough to get to state at the regional?
Oh, you asking me or her?
Her.
Oh, okay.
I was ecstatic. I didn't think I was going to make it that far, to be able to go to state. So I was very happy, very excited.
How much do you squat?
375 right now.
That's good.
Lord.
There's still.
I guess I knew that.
She left some more on the bar too. She left a little bit on the bar too.
Yeah,
she probably could have got 10 to 15
That's
more.
great.
Yeah, she's strong.
Do you go up in increments of 10 pounds, 5 pounds? How does that work at a meet like that?
It just depends on, I guess, where your max is. So, if you hit, a certain spot where you cannot go up anymore, then, you'd want to go, if it's a new max, then maybe 5, 10 pounds. But if you feel good and oh yeah, I can lift about 20 more pounds, you throw in that 20 pounds and you go for it. So
yeah,
it just depends.
Well, what's your plans after senior year?
I want to go to college. I haven't decided where just yet. I've got accepted into a couple, but
congratulations.
You ain't going to be a nurse, are you? Because we've heard that several times today.
Yeah. Is that other guy's going to be a nurse too?
I want to be a physical therapist, but if that doesn't work out, I want to be a mortician. So
that's a big difference.
That is a big difference.
Yeah. So Texarkana Therapy Center, one of our sponsors. I'm sure they'll hire you.
At least be able to do some job shadowing.
And then you got Texarkana Funeral Home, put you on as a mortician, I'm sure. Why do you want to be a mortician?
That's my question.
Tell me what interests you about this.
I just feel like I have the guts for it.
You'll never have to worry. You never have to worry about it. People are always going to die.
Right.
That is true.
You'll never have any kind of slump.
You got to have a really strong stomach for that.
I think you can probably get used to it.
I don't know.
So if you had to choose, which one are you choosing?
Probably physical therapy.
Good choice. Good choice. Because the follow-up interview is going to be really weird when you're like, oh, she was back here in 2021, 2025. She's working at the funeral home, mortician, and we can't go behind the room to see what she does.
Powerlifting season 4, and as far as her, the expectations that we had for her coming into the year, I knew the first meet she had a chance because but where she sat after the first meet, you knew she had a chance toward 2 or 3 meets away that she had a chance to make that push for regionals. Mm-hmm. And then when we got to regionals, she turned it loose and she got second. And right there during squat, there was her and another girl from Pine Tree that would have been right there at each other's throat. And she just competed her tail off, and she wound up beating the girl on squat that kind of really put her up throughout the meet. And then her bench and her deadlift really kept her up in that second place spot. And she, like I said, we couldn't be more proud of her for sure.
She finished second?
Finished second in regionals, and then 5th in the state championship in Corpus. So
the entire state of Texas.
Entire state of Texas.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a lot. There was a lot of girls that competed, and I've been to the boys state powerlifting meet before, but I've never been to the girls. And I would definitely prefer the girls because there's a lot more stuff to do in Corpus Christi than Abilene, Texas.
Yeah, they were telling me they were in Abilene. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to make it up to Abilene.
I told her, I said, no offense to DeKalb, Texas, but it's like driving 6 hours and pulling into DeKalb and doing a powerlifting meet.
Oh, somebody's going to take offense to that. I'm going to tell you.
It's more of a farm.
Especially when I cut this and put this on Instagram.
It's more of a farm.
DeKalb, Abilene, same thing.
Hey, I live in Maud, Texas, so it's I'd say. I live in my wife's.
Colin Waldrop?
I do.
That's my brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Shoot, yeah. And like I said, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's all like that. But anyway, long story short, we got to go to the beach. We went to the USS Lexington when we were down there, big naval carrier, and Pi's mom made me take pictures of her to send to her because they drove down there. Our school flew us down there, so it only took us like 2.5 hours to get there. obviously through the air. And so we had a lot of time. We went to the beach, went and ate, and then we went to the, like I said, the Lexington and got to tour it.
This is sounding less and less like a business trip.
Hey, but we
went to the Selena Memorial.
But she took care of business. That's what matters.
She went on the complete tour.
Hey, I wish I had the student for my coach when I was in school.
I'm telling you, she took care of business, but it worked out pretty good.
Did you just do stuff he wanted to do, like going to an aircraft carrier, whatever it is? Doesn't sound like fun.
I mean, I was down for it. I mean, he was like, "Oh yeah, I want to go check this out." You know,
the flight deck was pretty scary. She was on the edge of the flight deck, looking over the water, and I couldn't get close because
when you walk through there, you have to stay bent down. When you
do in a lot of areas for sure.
It's really.
I ain't been in a submarine.
I mean, they got to have like a weight restrict. They got to have something on there. If you ever been in a submarine, I'm scared of heights, and I'm not really claustrophobic, but there's no way I'd be able to do a submarine. No way.
I went through the ship in San Diego, and man, I had the whole time I was in there, the ceilings are, probably 5'7".
Well, whatever ship they have at Mobile, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was small, like having to crouch through everything. The submarine, yeah.
I've never been in the submarine. I think that'd be cool. As long as you didn't have to stay in there.
Yeah, I mean, it might be cool to look at. So is Jessica your mom?
Yes.
So we have a lot of parents that really support their kids. I'm going to have to rate your mom probably the top of that list. Because your mom got to let us know everything. And I like it. I had never met her, but I'll meet her at some point. I like your mom. Anyway, Tony, you got anything?
No, man, just keep doing what you do. I mean, yeah, you'll remember this the rest of your life, and you'll just have a lot of fun doing it.
He's telling her best years have passed.
I'm just telling you that I had a lot more fun when I was your age.
Well, imagine if you had a coach taking you down to Corpus Christi, to the Selena Memorial.
Wasn't he a Longhorn over there? No, sorry, Jeremy.
You went to UT?
No, he went to Arkansas.
He must like losing.
We hadn't always been bad. There was a few years.
When were you at Arkansas?
I was there from 2003 to 2006,
okay.
2007. My senior year was the year we won we played in the SEC championship game. We won the West.
Down at New Orleans?
Yeah.
You played
in Atlanta at the Sugar.
That's right. Did you play with Dallas Washington?
Dallas was a couple years younger than me, but yes.
Did you ever meet Fred Talley?
From Longview. Yeah, I met him before at an alumni deal.
Let me tell y'all, true story. On one street, Bobby Taylor, Fred Talley, Trenton Williams, and a guy named Ryan Carroll, which y'all aren't going to know who that is, but he played in the NBA for a while, and he was like the Michael Jordan in Australian basketball. I'm not even joking. And I was quite a bit younger. Well, Trenton was younger than I was, but man, you were forced to play pickup basketball on the street, dude. It got real. Willie Andrews lived the street over. He played for the Patriots.
David Wesley lived out there too.
Yeah, David didn't live in our neighborhood, but when he came over, I mean, you couldn't win unless you were on his team. He was the best basketball player. But Ryan Carroll, he was like 6'9". He's still TCU's leading scorer, I believe. And anyway, Fred Talley was the fastest individual, other than Brian Blanton, I've ever seen in person.
I didn't even know Fred Talley was from Longview.
Yeah, Fred. I hate to put it. You can go race Fred Talley right now in Longview, Texas. Long story short,
he's fast.
You can put money on it. You can go race him right now. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Tell me he's fast. I just remember highlight tapes.
Yeah,
he's fast.
Jay, you got anything?
No, just
any city news we need to know about since you're our congressman or whatever you are.
No city news, but we do have a meeting come Monday. You should come join us.
Yeah, I might just show up and ask random questions.
You got 5 minutes.
Talk about.
But y'all can't respond.
Correct.
Tell me why y'all can't respond.
Because it's time for public comment. It's for us to be able to listen and be able to address after that meeting.
I'm for
depending
sure
on what it is.
There soon, then.
Yeah, depending on what it is.
Are you going to give me 5 minutes for real?
Yeah, you get 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
You talk about anything you want.
That's right.
Oh, I doubt it. Somebody comes in there just really mad. Y'all just let it slide.
Well, I mean, if something needs to be fixed, it needs to be fixed. You can't fix it if you don't know about it.
All right, Coach, what you got?
Not much. Like I said, just proud of Pie and thankful you guys do what y'all do to give some light to all their talented players and athletes around the city. So.
Well, you better say something great because your mom's watching.
Yes, a shout out to my mom and my dad. Thank you for pushing me. Yes,
well,
love you both.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're doing a great
Thank
job.
you.
375 is a heck of a squat for
She's awesome.
your age. So.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you guys. That's going to be it